Sometimes when it comes to solving equations, you're given a situation and you need to sort of go from there. In this particular situation, we have a community group that is going to hold a carnival. They need to pay $150 to rent a venue, and they plan on charging $5 per person who are going to attend the event. So your first step here might be to kind of make a table of values. So if no one attends their event, they're losing money. They're down $150 because it says they need to pay $150 to rent a venue. So that's a cost that happens even before their event happens. When we're looking at what values to put in here for n, unlike other situations, it doesn't necessarily make sense to go by ones because where it's an event, ideally there's going to be more than 1, 2, 3, 7, whatever people that attend. So in this particular case, we are going to go by 50s just to kind of get some different values here. So at 50 people attending the event, we are going to have a slight profit. So if I were to go look at the profit, it's going to be 5 times however many people attend, subtracting $150 because that's what we had to pay for a venue. So in order to find out the value for 50, we're going to go 50 times 5, which is 250, subtract 150. So in this case, we have a profit of $100. Say 100 people attended our event, same thing. 5 times 100, which is 500. Subtracting our cost for the venue, we are left with $350. So these are just a few little pieces of information. Now, if we were to look at this on a graph, so there's a few things here. You will notice that, aside from the fact that my graph's a little messy here, you'll notice that I'm going up by a larger numbers than we have traditionally, simply because I don't need to go up by 1s, 2s, 5s. It would make my graphs very large and wouldn't necessarily show the information that I'm looking to highlight here. So when 0 people attend my event, I am down a lovely, and by that I mean awful, loss of $150. If 50 people attend my event, I'm actually making $100. If 100 people attend my event, well, technically goes off my graph here, but you can kind of see that there is a bit of a difference here. So a couple things to consider here. One of which is, would this actually be linear? And yes, it would, because technically speaking, you're seeing an increase of 5 per one person. Another question would be, would I connect the points? So for some, this might be a difficult question because some of the values that are located between here and here are possibilities, but we can't have a part of a person. Like, we're not going to have 25 and a half people attend. That's not a thing. So while some values are possible, not all, so we can't connect our points in this particular scenario. Another thing that you might be asked in this particular situation is, at what point are they going to break even or turning a profit? So in order to do that, we're going to take our equation that we have, where profit is equal to 5 times however many people are attending, subtract $150, which is the fee that we're paying to rent our venue. So breaking even, our profit is at 0, so we are going to replace P by 0. So at this point, I have 0 is equal to 5n, subtract 150. I'm going to do the opposite of subtracting 150, which is adding 150 to both sides of my equation, because I need to keep things nice and balanced, because that is what the equal sign wants me to do. Adding on this side is going to cancel out the 150 that is there, leaving just the 5n. And on the other side, we're going to have 150. So I have 150 is equal to 5n. Don't forget that 5n is actually 5 times n, so we can actually do division to figure out what value n is going to actually be. So we're going to take 150 and 5n and divide both sides by 5. Once again, doing the same thing to both sides of the equation, because that is how this works. And we're going to find that n is equal to 30. So to break even, 30 people need to attend the event. Again, generally speaking, when people are holding events, they're not looking just to break even. They're looking to make a profit. However, this is just what we're looking for here. Hope this helps.